Hey everyone, my name is Jesuit. Welcome to Sweet Project and welcome to my kitchen. Today we will be making a classic mango bar which is composed of a buttery crust and a sweet and tangy mango filling. So get your pens and paper ready to list down our ingredients. Okay, so for the crust we need the following. This is about 2 cups of all-purpose flour sifted. We have half a cup of powdered sugar, which is also sifted, and 1 cup of softened butter. Now for this recipe, I'm using powdered sugar in the sense that I want the crust to be smooth and flaky. Otherwise, if I use a granulated sugar, it will turn out to be sandy, which is not the consistency that I want for this mango bar. So first up is you need to cream the butter with powdered sugar. So just put this in a mixing bowl. For some people, you can also use hand mixer, or if you don't have any hand mixer, you can also use a wooden spoon. So powdered sugar, so using a paddle attachment, cream the butter and sugar until light and fluffy. So this will take about 5 minutes. So around after 5 minutes, you have to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that the powdered sugar and butter is well mixed. Now, it is very important that you use actually softened butter and not melted butter, or else it will yield a different result. Using chilled butter as well, I think you would have a hard time mixing your powdered sugar into the butter. So you must make sure that you use a softened butter. Okay, so the technique that I use is, if you're trying to hurry up about the softening process of the butter, you can cut the butter into cubes so air can circulate around, making the softening process a lot quicker. Or you can take out the butter around 2 hours or an hour before you have to use them. So now the butter is softened, we'll add the all-purpose flour. So this crust is actually a very versatile crust which you can use in many other applications. You can either use this as a tart dough or cookie dough, and you can even try to variate this crust by adding more spices. So we'll add in all-purpose flour. Now, what I also have noticed is if you use, say for example, this is about 2 cups of all-purpose flour. If you use about 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour plus 1/4 cup of bread flour, that would actually yield a more flakier crust. But for 2 cups of all-purpose flour, I'm actually already happy with this. So we'll beat it at low speed. Make sure you don't beat it at high speed, or else the flour is just gonna, scatter all over. Beat it at low speed until it comes up into a very nice soft dough. So the thing with making short crusts is you do not overwork the all-purpose flour into the butter and sugar mixture, because the more that you mix it, the more that it will toughen. So you don't want crust for your mango bars to be that tough. So that's why you just have to mix it until it's well incorporated. So this now forms into a very nice dough. So we'll stop the mixer. If you notice, it clumps up really nicely like this. So we'll have to take out the excess dough from the paddle attachment. Okay, make sure you scrape everything off. For the dough recipe, you can actually add like some extracts. I like adding vanilla extract to this, but I like the aroma of the butter, so I don't want to overpower the aroma of the butter with the vanilla extract. So that's our crust. So next is we will prepare the crust into our baking pan. So next is we will be preparing our baking pan. So I have here a 9x9 square pan. This is about 2.5 inch high. If you don't have a 9x9 inch square pan, you could actually use an 8x8 or probably a 7x11. And the pan preparation for making bars is as important as your mixing process, because if the pan preparation is not right, then you might have difficulties in taking out the bars when they are baked. So now for this recipe, I am using a 9x9 inch square pan, and I have here an aluminum foil. So you need to create that overhang to have a good support when you take out your bars when they are baked. So I use aluminum foil, or you can use silicone coated paper. So try to measure the height of the baking pan plus the area of the baking pan like this, and then get scissors, or you could actually just cut it off straight using the blade of the foil. So now what I do is, try to kind of create those marks and then fold, and then fold one more time. Okay, and then this is what you call an overhang. So do exactly the same on this side, just so you have all sides secured. Okay. Oops. I think we need to adjust a little bit. There you go. Okay, so now this is your pan preparation. Next is we will be preparing the crust for our mango bars. Alright, so we already have prepared our baking pan, and next is we will transfer our prepared short crust dough into our baking pan. Now, if you would encounter problems like your dough is too soft, what you can do is just put it back in the refrigerator, chill it for about 10 to 15 minutes until it is firm enough to be handled. Okay, so we have here our dough. What we do is we just have to spread this out on our baking pan. So just spread this evenly. So try to take everything out of the bowl, and then using an angled spatula you can spread this out. Okay, so you can either also use a small rolling pin, put parchment paper on top, and then start and just even out the dough into the baking pan. Okay, so the buttery crust actually provides a good balance to the sweet and tangy filling of the mango bars. Now, for this recipe, you can also use this base for, say for example, a cheesecake, or you can use this as a base for your lemon bars. Okay. So just spread this out. Nicely. Okay, so we will, once this is all evened out, we already have prepared our oven, so it's preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we will bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the crust is set but slightly brown. Okay? All right, so all right, so I'm trying to smoothen out the top of our bottom crust. So what I'm gonna do is, a trick to kind of smoothen it out is get a parchment paper or aluminum foil. What you can do is use a small rolling pin with a handle, or I have here, this is for my crepe. So just try to kind of even it out to make sure that the edges also have some crust on them. Okay. Make sure you press a crust firmly into the pan, or else when you slice it, it would just be easy. It would just crumble easily. So you want to make sure that that is pressed firmly into the pan. So you don't really have to worry about the crust to be tough because you have a lot of fat, which is kind of like a tenderizer to the crust. So once our crust is ready, we bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes.